What's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another prize picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on January 12th, Flex Friday. We have 10 games. It's going to be a good time. We're really excited about it. If you've never tried prize picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen, and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. They're going to match whatever you put on, so if you deposit a whole 100, you'll get $200 to play with. Just throw in that code, and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications. You'll want the notifications on because a lot of these plays move pretty quick on us. So if you want to jump on the value right away, just make sure the notifications are on, and you should be notified as soon as we put our videos out. If you guys don't mind doing us a favor and liking the video, it's been a huge help. It's really the number one thing you guys can do to support the channel if you appreciate what we're doing here with the show. The like just really pushes us up into the algorithm and gets us more exposure. So we appreciate that, guys. You guys have been killing it. And cool. Well, we're going to do a quick recap of the plays from the Thursday slate. And if you guys can't tell, I did try to go with the Suns colors behind me because it was a good night for my Suns, and it was really fun to watch, even though it messed with some of my lineups, unfortunately. But anyways, for the night show, I had taken Dante DiVincenzo over 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he crushed it again. He went for 22. And Isaiah Hartenstein. Is it Hartenstein? Dude,
I don't know how many.
Hartenstein. Okay, yeah. I don't know how many of these names I'm going to say wrong on this channel, but anyways, this was juiced to go under, and we ended up not having Luka, so maybe he would have gotten a little bit of foul trouble, but he crushed this. We got him at 13.5 rebounds and assists. He went for 19. Just continuing to become a bigger fan of this guy. He's a really great player, but those are the two I had for the night show. What about you, Jordy?
Yeah, mine were kind of just unfortunate circumstances, I think. I took Chet Holmgren for over 2 threes, or over 1 3-pointer made. He hit one really early on, and I was pretty stoked, and he played great. I mean, it wasn't like he didn't play good or anything. He played too good, and so did the rest of the team. We were watching the Knicks game, and I had just gotten home, and I was like, hey, let's hop over to the OKC game. And it was the third quarter. There was 10 minutes left, and they were up by 48 points. So they just benched everybody, and Chet needed the rest of that game to get one more three. So then I took Kevin Durant for over 25.5 points, and I felt so good about this play. I think he would have hit it if Booker and Beal didn't go for like 68 points combined. Like they went crazy tonight, and it was cool. It was fun to watch. But KD just didn't really have to do much. He still scored 18 points. But, he just didn't have to do too much tonight. So, unfortunately, for that prop, Beal and Booker went off. But it was a good win for the Suns. I was happy to see them win.
Yeah, man. I had mixed emotions because my fandom was overtaking the fact that it was killing my slips.
Yeah.
But, seeing Bradley Beal go 8 of 10 from the 3 was just delightful. But cool. Well, I did the day show by myself, and these blowouts affected it was crazy, dude. There was like multiple just stompings today. I had taken in the day show, I took Anthony Davis over 31.5 points and assists. And as a Suns fan, I'm delighted to say he only went for 14, but I was expecting much more from him, but the Suns really just dominated this game. I had a feeling, I was talking about maybe we'll notice a difference in the foul calls that the Lakers are getting, and I was almost a little worried about overcompensation, but you could tell early in the game that they were frustrated with the calls that they weren't getting, and I think it just kind of threw them out of rhythm. Plus the Suns just came out so hot that it just the Lakers were playing from behind basically the whole time, couldn't really get it under control. So they didn't even come close to that. Unfortunately, that was a bust. And then we had Anthony Simons. We took him for over 3.5 rebounds, and he got to 3. And then the OKC game was just out of control by then. Even like Jordy and I were watching this together, and we were talking about if your starters get you into this big of a hole, don't just bench them, make them deal with it. And make them try to work their way back. And Charles Barkley and Shaq were like agreeing with that sentiment. They were saying if you get yourself this far behind, you need to just stay out there and own it.
It's
they
like
weren't
the
a fan of
coward's
the
way
benching.
out. It's like,
Yeah,
just bench them, and it's like not their fault anymore. It's stupid.
yeah, exactly. And obviously we're doing sports betting, so we have different reasons why it frustrates
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
But moving on, I took Nurkic for over 9.5 rebounds, and he ended up crushing this. I mean, not necessarily crushing it, but he went for 12, so he was well over what he needed. And then Damian Lillard, I took him for over 6.5 assists. He got to 4 really quickly, and I was feeling good about this. And then by halftime, they were down by 40. They were up by 40. Boston, with all of, there was no one missing, there was no injuries. Milwaukee was literally up by 40 at the half. I couldn't believe it. And so Dame didn't end up needing to play much longer, didn't end up hitting his assist. So that day slip was just a complete bust, unfortunately, guys. Sorry about that one. But we feel good about the plays we're getting into tonight. And as always, take them if you want, but no pressure at all. We're just showing you what we're getting into, and we've been doing better with our first look show than our daily show, and we like the way the board looked tonight, so we actually grabbed 6 picks. Don't feel like you have to play all 6 of them. We just locked these in because we liked them, and we think that these values will be different tomorrow, and we like to have a little bit of fun. It's all about managing your bankroll. Just do a little single unit night, like the night before. Don't go crazy with it. Keep your emotions in control and have a little bit of fun, but spread out your bankroll. You know what I mean? So we're going to show you the 6 that we're going with before we get into the details as of why. And the 3 I'm going to be going with, I'm going to be taking Tobias Harris. I'm going all PRA. I'm going Tobias Harris over 32.5 PRA for more. Bruce Brown over 20.5 PRA. And we're going back to John Collins for over 21.5 PRA. What do you got, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be going with Jalen Johnson for 8.5 rebounds. I'm going to word this carefully this time. And I'm also going with Victor Wembanyama for over 9.5 rebounds, and Tyrese Maxey for over 7.5 assists.
Cool. All right, well, let's get into it. So, we'll start here with Tobias Harris. We're taking him for more, and let's look at this over-under. We have a 242.5 over-under with the 76ers favored by 1. They're going up against the Kings. This is one of many killer matchups we have for this Friday slate. It's very exciting. If we take a look at Tobias here, his last game without Embiid, he went for 46 PRA. He really picked up the slack as he did last time Embiid was out for a while, and we still have no Embiid tomorrow. He's already ruled out, but he ended up getting just over 41 minutes and went for 46 PRA, and we've got a good matchup here. We've got 21st in points allowed, 14th in rebounds allowed, and 20th in assists allowed. So I'm really loving this matchup. I think it's going to have to be him and Maxey again. I forget his name, something Reed, the backup center.
Paul Reed.
Maybe it is Paul Reed, yeah. But we know that it's not easy to replace Embiid. They're not going to be able to run the same type of offense without Embiid in there. And Maxey and Tobias are going to have to pick up the slack. And I like this matchup, and I like this over-under. I want pieces of this game. So I'm going to be taking it for more. If we hop over to Daily Grind, we can take a look at what they're thinking about this play. They have it favored to go over. Their odds to hit are at 51.56%, and their odds are set at a minus 124. And we've got they're all favoring it slightly over, but some of these odds makers have it at 33.5 instead of 32. But just about everybody at 32.5 has it at least minus 120. And I'm comfortable. It's right in the sweet spot. Sometimes I get a little bit nervous if it's juiced too heavy, because that just tells me everybody's betting that way, and I don't necessarily always trust what the general public's doing. But all right, moving on. Bruce Brown going with his PRA over, and we take a look at this over under. Another exciting game. 252.5 over under, with the Hawks favored by 5.5. We still have no Tyrese Halliburton. confirm that. Yeah, because he's going to be out for a minute. Yeah. So he's out. We have Neesmith, game time decision, Jalen Smith, game time decision. I think they both are likely to play last time I checked, but cool. So if we look at his PRA though here, his first game where he picked up the slack after there was no Tyrese was a hit. He ended up being the facilitator. He went for 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. We have a killer matchup here. 29th in points allowed, 20th in rebounds allowed, 29th in assists allowed. So I love everything about this play. I think this line is just way too low. And I just realized Outlier actually had that set at 21.5. And Prize Picks is giving it to us a full point lower at 20.5. So this is definitely going to get bumped before tomorrow. If we hop over to Daily Grind, they have this as his top play. This is just under 54% odds to hit with a minus 137 by Daily Grind's odds. So we're loving this play. Definitely probably going to lock this into a couple slips tonight, actually, now that I think about it. And then we're going back to Mr. Consistent over here, John Collins. The Jazz are putting it together, and it's exciting. The West is just looking so nasty right now. If you just look at the top 10 teams in the West, it's like any one of those teams could essentially make a good run. So it's going to be a really tight race moving the rest of the way, which will be exciting. So let's jump into this over-under. Where are we at here? Okay. So 235.5 over-under with the Jazz favored by 2.5. Finally giving the Jazz a little bit of respect here with the surge they've been on. But that's what we want to do. We want to catch these plays before the odds makers do. But yeah, he's gone over this in his last 5 games straight. And we have another killer matchup. Look at this. He hasn't even hit 30 minutes, and he's been clearing this line pretty easily. He's been very consistent for us. But we've got a good matchup here. The Raptors being 17th in points allowed, 11th in rebounds allowed, and 26th in assists allowed. So I'm feeling really good about this play as well. And Daily Grind has this favored to go over too. Just 51.51% with a minus 126 on their odds, and minus 120 or higher with the rest of the odds makers. So yeah, we're going with 6 tonight. These are the 3 I like to get us started. What do you got for us, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to get me started here, I'm going to be going with a rebounds prop, obviously, and I'm going to go in with Jalen Johnson. He's been amazing since he's been back. If you look at his last 10 games here, he's gone over this in 5 out of 10 games, but he's just barely missed it in like 3 of these games here. But this is a fantastic matchup for him tonight, which is why I really like this play. So we've got Indiana here. They're ranked 29th in rebounds allowed to small forwards, giving up 9 a game. That's exactly what we're looking for. I think he'll do a lot more than this. Clint Capella is a game time decision again with a right Achilles soreness. And from what I've been reading, people are saying that this is a lot worse than they're making it seem. And he's most likely going to be held out. But even if he doesn't, if you look at what he's done with Clint Capella it's the same results. I mean, he's been just fantastic all around the board when it comes to rebounding. And with such a good matchup, I like this one a lot. So I'm going to be taking that one over. If you look at the over-under in this game, we have a massive over-under of 252.5 with only a 5.5 point spread in favor of the Hawks this time because of no Halliburton. But I could see the Pacers stealing this game, honestly. They're still playing really good ball. So I like this one. If we look over here on DG, I'll show you what he's at right now. So for his rebounds, they've got this at a 51.07% chance at a minus 122. Everyone's kind of got this at like a minus 120. So if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't take it. But I think the matchup's great, and he's going to get a ton of minutes in this game. You can see in the last game, he got 40 minutes with no Capella. So even if Capella is in there, I think he'll get 30 plus. So he'll be fine. I like this one to go over. And then for my next play, I'm taking Victor Wembanyama to go over 9.5 rebounds because this is a great matchup for him as well. He's only gone over this in 4 out of 10 games here, but over the last 5, he's gone over it 2 out of 5, but he almost went over it in this one against Milwaukee. But this is going to be a fun game. if you look at the matchup to centers, the Hornets are ranked 29th, giving up 14 rebounds a game to centers. And Wemby just went crazy. He had like a triple-double in 22 minutes in the last game. So he's on cloud 9 right now, and he's playing really good ball too. So with a good matchup, these are just kind of plays that like I wouldn't play every day, but they're great matchups. So at the value they're set at, it's a good time to take it. So 9.5, I think he'll get this done for us. There's not a lot of blowout potential in this game either. If you look at the over-under in this game, we got a 242.5 over-under with only a 1.5 spread in favor of the Spurs. I don't see that happening, especially because if you look at the injury report, we got LaMelo Ball a game-time decision, which would be awesome if he played. I think it would make the game a lot more competitive too, so really excited to watch this one, but I like Victor to go over this. If we look over here on Daily Grind, his rebounds are a 52.27% chance to go over with a minus 127. Everyone's kind of got this at a minus 125 or a minus 130. I feel really good about this one. So I'm going to be taking the over here on him. And then for my last play, this one is not juiced to go over, and I don't know why. I think like the majority of people are just taking the under because it looks good. But I'm taking Tyrese Maxey to go over his assists and not under. They're juiced to go under by like a minus 130 or minus 125, but it's a great matchup for him. If you look at the over-under on this game, it's a huge one. We got a 242.5 again with only a 1-point favorite. Obviously, since Embiid's been out, Maxey's been hitting this in every game, and he kind of has to because he has to facilitate more, and he can't just, shoot up like 25 shots a game like he likes to do. So I really like this one to go over, and it's a great matchup. The Kings are giving up 9.1 assists a game to point guards, and they're ranked 25th in that category. So if you look here, games without, if you go Embiid, he's hit this in 2 out of 5, and it doesn't look very good, but it's just matchup dependent. That's my main thing here is like Brooklyn, Boston, the Pelicans. Those are all really tough matchups. This is a good one for him, so I think he'll go over this. If you don't feel comfortable about this one, don't take it, but I'm going to be playing it. I feel really good about it. I think it's a great matchup for him. It's not juice, so I'm not even going to bother pulling it up on DG, but yeah, that's my 3.
Great. Yeah, and just like Jordy was saying, with any of these picks, if you don't feel them, just fade them. It's ultimately up to you. Obviously, you're the one placing the bet. But we're just showing you what we're getting into, what we're excited about, and we're just here to explain why we like these plays. And we already have these locked in. I'm going to probably make another slip with mixing and matching some of these because there's just so much value on the board tonight. It's been great. So yeah, guys, those are the 6 we're rolling with. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm always clearing my throat in these night videos. But those are the 6 we're going with. And if you're interested in checking out the tools from Daily Grind, they're our official partner. They're an awesome company. They've been really cool to work with, and they're giving all of our viewers 25% off. If you use code BACKDOOR, you can get 25% off of any of their tools if you're a first-time user. And there's a link in the description of the video if you're interested in checking that out. Also, if you're interested in checking out our Discord, we will be in there live tomorrow doing the Flex Friday builds like I had mentioned earlier. In the voice chat. It's a fun community, and we posted a few plays in there. We're not here to act like, you're only going to get the good plays if you go join our Discord or something like that. We're just letting you know, like, we did put some plays in there that hit earlier. We had some pivot plays and whatnot. Sometimes we're able to do that and it hits. Sometimes, we don't hit those. I'm not trying to act like it's just like a gold mine in there, but it's a really fun place if you're interested in checking it out. There's a link in the description of the video. And before we go, I just have to shout out at Tavian Bush 6865, who commented 3 hours ago and said the Mavs are better than the Suns, and he said that that's a better take. And all I have to say to you, bro, is no, they're not. and also I wanted to shout out this other dude, Louis Jordan 6933. He's been watching our show for a while, and the dude's always just super positive and just really nice dude, and constantly posting stuff, like just kind things to us and to the viewers and the community. And I just appreciate those vibes, man. So thanks for watching the show. We appreciate you guys.
I wanted to shout out Boston Nick because we were talking about the same thing that he brought up in the comment too. He said that he hums our theme song around when he's working on like millions of dollars worth of equipment every day or something like that. And I thought
said, like, high voltage equipment or
yeah,
something like
we
that.
could like murder him, but he's just humming our song around. I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
funny because I
Shout
was
out
like,
Boston Nick.
yeah, I was cracking up because the other day we were talking about that. I was like, dude, I walk around my house all the time just humming our song. It's like bled into my head at this point, but
Awesome. We're gonna have to change it up at some point.
yeah.
Give people a little bit of variety or something. But cool, guys. Well, have a great weekend. Looking forward to the daily show tomorrow. Let's kill it for Flex Friday, guys. So have a good night. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Good luck, guys.